What's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Miller. I'm a performance coach and the author of Wounds, How Hurt, Heartache, and Tragedy Become the Keys to Unlocking Greatness. I want to share with you a little bit of the journey that I went on to write the book that I have and the ways in which I believe it's going to impact you positively like it has me.
What is wounds?
So we all have these critical and pivotal moments in our life that never seem to go away. We all celebrate the successes, our mountaintop moments, the things that we are so proud to continue to share over and over again. And at the same time, there are so many moments in our life that we're ashamed of, that we fear talking about ever again, that we're hurt from, that we struggle as the result of. And just like you, I have experienced so many of those myself. I think about the first time I ever experienced an anxiety attack. And it wasn't until I was 42 years old. I had been a performance-driven individual my entire life. I was habitual, I was disciplined, I had always chased success and achieved most things. And yet I found myself sitting down in the corner of my office, curled up into a ball and crying. As a 42-year-old man. And in that moment, I knew nothing to do other than to pick up the phone and call my wife and beg her to pray for me. What I would later realize is that was an anxiety attack, something again that I had never experienced, but realized that I needed to figure out not only how to deal with, but why it happened in the first place. And that reason was the same reason that so many of you struggle to achieve the success that you desire today. And it's because we have past hurt, we have past heartache, we have past tragedy in our life that's been unresolved. My dad left when I was 6 years old, and that sense of abandonment would continue to follow me to this day. It would cause me to chase girls and chase adrenaline rushes through gambling and drugs and drinking, and end up putting me in positions that I'm not proud to admit now, but I celebrated then. And as time went on, I just continued to cover up the wounds that I had, really by self-inflicting more wounds into my daily life. So when I take myself back to my anxiety attack, I realized that the reason why that happened is because I was never taught how to deal with my wounds in the first place. Just like me, you've probably been told when you fell down to get up, dust yourself off, and try again. Just to sweep it away or wipe it away, put a Band-Aid on it and just keep going. But you can't put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. And yet that's what I was doing. And it took a long time for me to realize that until I understood what my wounds were, till I understood how they impacted me in my life during that season of life, I couldn't grow from them. I couldn't become any better. I was hindering my ability to succeed. There is no real data around what our past wounds do to us. But there are plenty of stories in which we understand that childhood trauma, that tragedy, that emotional and physical abuse are hindering our ability to be who God has created us to be. So how do you address that? And again, that's why I'm proud to have written the book that I have, Wounds. Because through that book, through the journey of me telling my story, I'm giving other people the opportunity, really a framework, to go back and claim those wounds, to name them, to understand how they impacted them at that point, and then from there, how to unlock the greatness for which they have been created for. When people hire me as a coach, they're often misguided because they believe that they're hiring me to teach them something that they don't know. When in reality, all I'm trying to help them do is to unlock what's already inside of them. You have the ability to achieve great success, and that's going to look very different for you than it does for me. But you have that ability inside of you. And so my challenge to you is to seek inside of yourself what's available to you, to bring that out of you, to develop that, and to achieve the greatness that you've been created for.
What were your intentions behind writing Wounds?
Many people may see the cover of this book and misunderstand its true intention. This isn't necessarily for the person that has their life in shambles. This is for you. This is for the person that is on the verge of unlocking the greatness they've been created for. You're already a successful entrepreneur. You're a business owner. You're a high-performing sales professional. And all you need is 1% to achieve that greatness. And by going into who you are and unlocking the person inside of you, you can achieve the greatness that you've been created for.
What is the wound analysis framework?
So the wound analysis framework is designed to be more than a tool to address a wound. It's to help you become better than you are today. And so by naming that wound, by analyzing its impact on you in that present moment, and then understanding how you become better as the result of that, you get to use what was meant for evil for good. This will help you to become better in your sales role, to become a better business leader, to become a better husband, to become a better father, by simply addressing what's already been done to you and understanding how that will shape you to become a better you.
Why is it important to acknowledge that you don't have everything together?
It's very easy to believe that because of the persona that we carry online, that we have everything together. Some people mistake the fact that I'm confident in who I am for preaching that I'm just successful all the time. As a matter of fact, when I was writing my book, Wounds, that became very apparent when the editor brought to light a wound, as a matter of fact, that I had not completely healed from. Over the last 2 years, I stepped down from pastoral ministry as the result of some hurt that was done to me by some of the other people on the leadership team. And the tone, the way in which I was writing that chapter led the editor to believe that I had not completely healed from that wound yet. And she could notice that even the tone in my writing was not grace-filled like every other chapter had been. And I think that's just proof positive that this is an ever-growing, evergreen process. We are never completely there. We have never completely arrived. So we must continue to do this work on ourselves to continue to progress at the rate that we desire until the day that we die.
Is Wounds a depressing read?
When I talk about wounds, when I talk about hurt, when I talk about heartache, when I talk about tragedy, it can feel so depressing. It's like I'm almost like just draining you and drawing you down into this black hole. But the reality of the matter is the reason that I talk about the things that I do is because my heart's greatest desire is to see you live as the person that God created you to be. There is nothing that brings me more joy in this world than watching as that light bulb comes on for the first time and people start to step into and live as that person. And so I challenge you to be who God has created you to be.
Who is this book for?
I often engage with high performers that are struggling to figure out what it's going to take for them to get to the next level. They know there's just one little thing missing to finally achieve all the success that they dream of and desire for themselves. And that's who I wrote this book for, because I believe it's not another process. It's not another system. It's you. It's there. And once you unlock that, you will achieve the greatness that you desire. I want to invite you to visit woundsbook.com to join our tribe, to join our community, to join this mission that we have to help as many people unlock the greatness that they've been created for as possible.